Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to part 2 of a CLA on a Bolex 233 Compact S. So we're back again on the mode switch, also commonly known as a mode selector switch. That controls all the functions to the camera, okay? And for each part that it does control. There are different ones. So here we go. So on here, on the PC board, right by the end of my pencil eraser, there is some dirt and that type of thing, a bunch of junk. That should not be there. When these mode switches are new, they're nice and clean. Here on the copper right there, all right? So I'm going to have to clean that off. In fact, I want to show you, I can take a, you don't want to scrape these things with anything, metal or anything like that, to scratch it. But I just want to show you that I can take, turn this around, it's a bit difficult to do with a camera. I can take a toothpick and I'm going to lightly remove some of this stuff, and if you can look really close, you'll see some of that stuff just flaking off. You see that? It's just coming right off. I'll get down here and move down here and get some more. See how that brown stuff is coming right off of there? Okay. Well, that is getting in between the contacts of here, including here. These leads here that make contact with the board up top here of my pencil eraser. That way any power or functions cannot be utilized. Let's get started closer on that. Okay, now that I have used my toothpick and scraped off the corrosion on the board right here on the mode switch, very lightly and carefully, I'm going to take a Q-tip that I put some rubbing alcohol on, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to start cleaning the mode switch. And I want to continue to get all that corrosion off of there, off of the copper pieces. Alright, and off of the board. And I'm going to keep doing this. Okay, now I've finished for right now cleaning the mode switch right here. Copper part right there at the end of my pencil eraser with the alcohol and cotton swab. And you can definitely see the difference. Take a look as I rotate it. Yes, you can see how well it's shining right there now, as it previously was not before. Okay. And next, I've got to clean these leads down here at the end of my pencil eraser. So I got to go ahead and remove that and get that underway. Okay, and just to show you the amount of trash I've cleaned from the mode switch, you can see it right here on the Q-tip. Right there with the alcohol. Next, it is time to clean those copper leads right here. So let's go ahead and remove those. Shed some light on the subject. Take one out of the way. And the next one. You see how thin and delicate they are. Alright. Easy to bend. Be very careful. Okay, right now I'm using some liquid metal polish to polish this copper piece right here, and I've used some already here with my toothbrush. I'm doing this very lightly. These pieces are very delicate and very easily bendable. Okay, this needs to be cleaned very well. Do not use this on the mode switch part itself with the PC board, because this polish will strip off the coating on the PC board. Alright, so right now I'm just going through here lightly. You don't want to bend this up too much. Unless you know what you're doing, you can bend it back. and then I'll clean this off in a bit. This part is what it is. Next, I'm going to clean the metal cleaner, remove it off with a Q-tip, ever so lightly and delicately, and as you can start to see, it's beginning to shine. Again, these pieces are very delicate, very bendable. Okay, and you can see the residue that's coming off. Especially up in here where I am, there are little, tiny little indentions that meet with the PC board, the copper on the PC board, to tell it what to do, and you want to be very careful with that. Take a close look at it not to get any hairs on it and stuff like that. Alright, I'll continue this and I'll show you some other things. Okay, next I have, as you can see, the parts are really shiny now. Okay, the amount of corrosion that's came off using the metal polish, and as I said before, you don't want to use this metal polish on the PC board of the mode switch. So what I'm going to do is, now these copper pieces here are going to have some residue of metal polish, so I need to take some rubbing alcohol here, apply it to a Q-tip, and I'm going to start cleaning these parts that way. I have even changed the toothpick itself. Okay, next, the PC board, the contacts right here need to be cleaned just a bit more with rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth. Alright, so once you've done that, you want to get all or as much of that corrosion off of there. Okay, after you've cleaned the mode switch PC board with the rubbing alcohol, you want to let this dry because of the resistors and other components on here. Also, let me show you this part close up right here. These, at the end of my pencil eraser, do not make any adjustments on these. They're set to factory settings. Alright? So unless you've got a manual, a service manual, in the equipment, do not touch these. Make no adjustments. Okay, after you've finished cleaning the mode switch part of the PC board right here, you want to let it dry. And after you've let it dry, what you want to do is take note right here of on the PC board, there's a thin part of copper and leads, and here's a thick set of copper leads. This is where you're going to add, down at the bottom, where the button is, there's a little seat down here by my pencil eraser. Here is this piece here. So these two leads go up towards the skinnier part of the contacts on the PC board. So what you want to do, so I use a toothpick, and there is a little seat down at the bottom of here. So basically it goes in one way. I'll put this right in here. Help me drop it down. Get those two leads up top and fit it right over there. Turn it around and get it to drop right into place. Just like that. Alright. So, next is this part. And we'll have to do this essentially the same way. This part is going to take a little bit more finagling, a little bit more moving around. Okay, so you have to take it, align this part on this little notch, and there's a little place here, a little holder that's going to hold that little hole that you see right there, okay, by the end of my pencil eraser. So we'll have to fit this part here all the way at the back. Drop that in there. Just like that, and I've got to get this part on top of there, and I'll need my toothpicks for that. And it's going to be a little tight. to do it because it fits in kind of basically like a spring. Let me get that worked in there and I'll show you. Okay, now with everything seated, here's a side view. Mode switch PC board, thin leads, copper, thick, 3 leads, and the 2 leads facing the thin leads. This piece right here at the end of my pencil eraser is locked on to the plastic of the body, and there the selector's knob right there inside of there through that track. Now I'm just going to start putting this back together and hopefully we have something going on. Alright. Okay, this is a grease for lubrication. It is mixed heavily with graphite and used in a lot of camera and Bolex lubrications. So I'm just going to put some here, just like so. This is a spring right here, by the way. It's a long spring. Alright, take a bit more. Wash some under this worm gear. Just like that. Okay, and other than that, we're doing good. Brush this off. Okay. Okay, I've got the camera put back together. I've got batteries in the battery compartment, and we're going to take our tester right here and find out if it's going to have power to it. Quite personally, I firmly believe, with my experience, that the mode switch needs to be replaced. And here we go with the power button. No power at all. Let's try the other modes. Nope. And no again. So there you have it. I firmly believe that that mode switch needs to be replaced. And that's what's going to have to be done. If I had had a new mode switch, which doesn't seem to be available anymore, I would just go ahead and desolder the old one and solder in the new part, and I would know right away. I'll go ahead and have to test that mode switch. I'll remove it, test it, the components, and maybe see if I can rebuild it, depending on how bad I want to keep this camera. Alright? So, until next time, do contact me at Bolex Repair Philippines FB page for parts, servicing, and questions. The same, Bolex Repair Philippines at gmail.com. Do click that bell down there and subscribe. And for gory experimental horror films, visit Morbid Team Entertainment FB page. Until next time, see ya!